Hey man, it's Kip reporting live from Sioux City, Iowa, man. And today it's been up and down, you know, and I try as much as I can, man, since I've been on a different path to be locked in as much as I can with my higher power, my source, the creator, you know. Without him I wouldn't be here. So I try to be connected to him as much as I can, and hopefully one day I'll be 100% connected to him through whatever, you know what I'm saying, I go through in the future. One, like I said, I have faith that one day I'll be 100% connected to him, and I have faith that by that point, when I get to that point, I'll be in a whole different space, in a great way. You know what I'm saying? And I know life has ups and downs, but I feel like once I'm 100% connected to him, and I'll be able to consistently have a high energy every day, regardless of what happens, I'll be in a whole different situation. And that's it on that. Also, I've been watching the guy named Lead Attorney, and I like to listen to him from time to time. I mainly listen to Kevin Samuels and AMS and Dr. BOA and O'Shea Du Jackson. I learned a lot of stuff about life, female nature, male nature, being on your purpose, things of that nature. Working out, eating right, having standards, having passions, hobbies, things like that. I learned a lot about how that can affect you in a good way, and just reaching out and learning different things and trying to better yourself. I think that's a great. It's not easy, but it's something that is a prerequisite to for being, like, if you want to be high value, or you want to be, in the top 10% of all earners, or you it's a prerequisite to far as eating right, and being passionate about something, being connected with your source, your whatever high power you are. Those are prerequisites. You might can get away with the being overweight thing, but other stuff, having standards, being connected to your source, your high power, that's, yeah, you can't overlook that. And being overweight is I feel like is something that it can hamper your, as far as your quality of life and your lifespan, like, especially when you get in your 40s. You know what I mean? If you overweight, there's a lot of people start dropping in their 40s, heart attacks, strokes. So I take that very seriously. And I'm gonna segue to something else, but I'm gonna get to what I'm really trying to say. I would listen to the Lead Attorney. He had a video. I touched on it yesterday, I believe, and he had a lady on there named Suzette, and she's a lawyer, and he was talking to her, and she was equivocating, she was being vague, she was deflecting, she was being disingenuous about some of the things that she was talking about, about some of the things Mr. Lead Attorney was asking her. For example, she got offended by some of the comments that was strolling on the bottom of the stream, and the Lead Attorney asked her something, "Are you offended by them comments?" And she was like, "Yeah." But then she turned around 2 minutes later and was talking about then she said she wasn't offended. So he was like, "Hold on, are you offended or you not offended?" And then also she was it's like you could tell she was flustered. He was just asking her as far as, like, then she was like, he said, "Do you use dating app? Because she was like, I would like to be married and have 3 kids." And he was like, what, you want to have 3 or 2? I believe she was like 2. No, that was somebody else. But he asked her, what he asked her? Yeah, he asked her, will she do she get on date apps? She was like, yeah, but she hasn't been on there. She said it's been it ain't the right season. It ain't, well, something like that as far as the season. He was like, what do you mean the season? He said, but you date, right? She was like, yeah. She was like, and he was like, and then this is what she said. She said, well, some of my friends they got married off of dating apps. And he was like, well, why don't you use it? If you know that your friends then got married off of them, some of your friends, why you ain't on them? She was like, because it's not the right season. And it was basically, again, deflecting, equivocating. Equivocating is like when you feel like somebody attacking you, you try to change the subject, or you'll try to like talk about something else to go over the point or the question or the statement that person try to make. And it's disingenuous to do that. And a lot of women do that. People do it, but mostly women do it. They famous for that. Like, you ask them a question, they'll ask you a question instead of addressing the point. So I felt that her ego, she got an ego now. You know, a lot of people like that, they'll wear that mask, they'll smile, but they really catching feelings, but they'll start smiling more and more. So you can't tell that they affected. But if you really read them, you can tell, like, by how they talking, that they are catching feelings. You know what I'm saying? And then he had her on today, and Kevin Samuels came on the live stream. It was a live stream. He had her on again today, and this is how I really knew. I knew yesterday that she had caught feelings about it. Before he came on, she was like, I'm just going to be a fly on the wall. She said, I don't want to be dissected. That means that she didn't want for both of them or one of them to prod and ask her questions, because she already know that she not prioritizing marriage. She don't really, I'll be honest, low key, I believe she don't want to be married because she don't want to be controlled. A lot of women, especially masculine women, and some women you can't tell is masculine until you really get to know them. Like, some women are feminine on camera, feminine when you first meet them, but when you get to know them and you either living with them or you in a full-blown relationship, that's when you can tell they masculine. They switch up. Some people, they put that mask on, but you can't wear that mask forever. People, if once you're around somebody enough, you'll sense, you'll see their true colors, you know what I'm saying? Proverbial, true colors. So, yeah, she was flustered. You could see it again. She was like, I hope he don't ask me no questions. And they didn't, because it's like, they already like, after the yesterday stream, they, a lot of black women texted, the lead attorney and, asking him, email him, asking why he was attacking her. He was not attacking her. He's a lawyer. So he was talking, to her, but he is a lawyer. So they good at detecting when people lying or being evasive, equivocating or deflecting. They can tell that. So he did it in a respectful way, but it just like, you talking to somebody and you can tell they lying, or they being evasive, or they being disingenuous, and you just having a regular conversation with them. And she came on his platform. He didn't invite her on. She came on his show. He didn't ask her to come on. So, it's like women, it's like they act tough sometimes, and then like when they in the corner, they act like a little kid, like somebody attacking them, leave me alone and stuff. But men, we can't do that. We gotta fight. We gotta fight our battles in whatever way we can't have nobody come and help protect us. You know what I'm saying? We gotta fight our own battles, either respectful or life or death. We gotta fight them. Women, they get in the corner and they ball up. You know what I'm saying? When they get that pressure. And I hear Kevin Samuels, he said pressure is made for shoulders, not hips. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like, what I want to say, I lost my train of thought, man. I'm gonna say this right. I thought the lead attorney, I felt like he got soft. He got soft from yesterday video to the day, because he was like, I feel hurt, and he didn't do anything wrong. He was just she came on his show, and he was already talking about relationships and stuff, and how like he's a lawyer. And over this past, he been on there about a year now. He talk about like the Dr. Dre situation with his wife and stuff. He's a family attorney, so a lot of stuff, divorces and stuff, custody and stuff, dealing with families and wives and husbands. He have 20 years experience in that. So he's an expert in that field, relationships and divorces and stuff, kids. He's an expert at that. So he talks about it on the channel. So he's very proficient at how women treat men, especially when it all goes down, as far as divorce and stuff. Women, over 80% of women divorce men. Over 80% of women that get married file for divorce first. File for divorce. And I didn't even know that until like last year. And that was amazing. I'm thinking it was 50% or 60%. I'm like 80%. Damn. So, and it's amazing. And it's amazing. And a lot of the reason why women file for divorce is because they think they can do better. They can do better. They got tired of him, and women don't value relationships like they used to. Cause you hearing about, the first time I heard about a woman being with a man for 30, 40 years and divorcing him was Patti LaBelle. Patti LaBelle, you know what I'm saying? Patti LaBelle was with her husband for 30 years and she divorced him. That was the first time I heard of a woman divorcing a man after that long. Now you hear about him every year. And she divorced him. Patti LaBelle divorced her husband like 20 years ago. I was like 20 when she divorced her husband. And she divorced her husband after her last child left the house. But now, women are divorcing men every year. Seem like every couple months now. They 30 years. Curry, Stephen Curry, mama and daddy got divorced. She filed a divorce. You know what I'm saying? They married over almost 40 years. That's ridiculous. I'm not trying to get married to somebody and then get divorced after we've been together for 40 years. No. You know what I'm saying? When I get married, I want to get married and stay married. You know what I'm saying? So it's I feel like, I'm going to say this, then I'm going to be done. I feel like marriage is being, marriage is, each his own. You know what I'm saying? I respect people's opinion on if they value marriage or they want to get married. I respect that. I just don't think it's for everybody. But I do think a committed relationship is for everybody. A committed relationship, you protecting that person, you provide for that person, y'all not being partners, y'all being like, being a team. Not partner, a team that's going in the same direction. A partner, that's like work type shit. You know what I'm saying? Partners, nah, ain't no partners. We a team. I'm Jordan and you Pippen. Let's go ahead and win this game. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I feel about it. So I'm gonna say about lead attorney and I'm gonna be done. I feel like he backpedaled, you know what I'm saying? He pump fake. I felt like he was, he did his thing, and people were saying on his thing, they were like, oh man, she even said it, Suzzette, she was like, damn, he's like some Kevin Samuels stuff, because he was asking a question that was kind of similar, but he's not Kevin Samuels, he's him. He's very intelligent, he's a lawyer, over 20 years, family attorney, divorce, so he gonna ask you, and he talk a lot of stuff he deal with, talking about relationships, and divorce, and celebrity divorces, and stuff like that, so, she should have never came over there if she couldn't take the heat. A lot of women, they got the egos. Like everything all good, but it's not. When they at home, they lonely, and this guy, that guy coming through, and they get tired of it, but a lot of women, they get in their 40s, 50s. They might have been married. They sabotage, and Kevin Samuels talking about this. Women sabotaging their own marriages and relationships. And they sabotage it because they think they can do better. Even women in the 50s and 60s, they were like, oh, I get married again. And there's a high likelibility it's not going to happen. High likability that's going to happen. Now, it's not impossible. It's just as you get older, a lot of the guys that wanted you, they moved on to somebody else. They found somebody else. So, and a lot of older men don't want to date older women. They're rather, especially if they got money, they clocking, they trying to date somebody 20 or 30. If they 50, they trying to date somebody 20 or 30. Because they know a lot of the women is 50, they set in their ways. It's like, ain't nothing you can really do. That it's stuff that you want to do for them. It's already been done. Sexual or, financial trips. They already been there. You know what I'm saying? So I learned a lot from Kevin Samuels. You know what I'm saying? I just learned a lot from him. I learned some stuff from Lead Attorney. I learned some stuff from AMS and Alpha Male Strategies. Alpha Male Strategies, I'll be honest, he's like a lifesaver for me. Because before I started listening to him, I was lost. I ain't gonna say lost, but I was lost as far as like dealing with women, how to talk to this woman, period. Like, I was more emotional, even though I was finding myself as far as like spiritually, I was finding myself, but I still was emotional, way more emotional than I am now. I'm way less emotional. Like, I could talk to you an hour about something, but I'm not gonna be like screaming or hollering or hanging up or nothing like that. I just communicate different, and I don't like. I'm more structured in my time. You know how I go about doing things. I'm more disciplined. I have a better outlook on life. I have more goals, and I feel more positive. You know what I'm saying? So I'm humble, a lot more humble too. And it's work, man. It took work to get there. You know what I mean? I've been in the dirt, under the dirt. You know what I'm saying? Many years ago, but it took a lot of work to get to where I am now, and I still got a long ways to go. But I made a lot of progress, you know what I'm saying? And the people around me, or the people that I don't like, or the people that, I do like, I wish them the best. And I used to ain't think like that. Back in the day, like, so I had a problem with somebody, I wish, the worst. I ain't gonna lie, I wish the worst. And I had low energy about the thoughts I was thinking about them. Now, if I have a low energy thought about somebody, I'll shake it off. Like, you know what, man? It just, stuff happens, and I wish them the best, man. I mean, I ain't really feeling them like that, but I wish them the best. I don't wish them bad on them. They'll figure it out just like I did, because I was them at one time, or whatever situation. If it was something I did that they did, I did in the past that they did. You know what I'm saying? Similar. I was like, I did that. I act like that. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, man, I'm just, it ain't the end of the world. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing super serious. So I'm like, I let it go, and wish them the best. Like, that's how I keep my energy up. I think like that. I match my low energy with my high energy. You know what I mean? So I know I'm going on about 19 minutes, but man, I think, be honest, I'm going to say this, I'm going to be done. I think as a content creator, if you in the lane of talking to women as far as relationships, especially black women, because if we the worst, I feel like as far as black women, not all women, but I'm talking about as far as a race, African-American women, we are, be honest, this is my personal opinion, we are the worst at prioritizing marriage. Prioritizing relationships, committed relationships, valuing, putting, just valuing relationships. You know what I'm saying? White women, they value, they have more solidarity over time, since the start of time, since white people, they valued family. Jewish people, white people, Chinese people, they value family, almost family over everything. You know what I'm saying? But black people, we since we've been in Africa before we even became slaves, you know what I'm saying? We was clicked up, tribes. Not white people. They was the solidarity. Even not, they would go to war with each other. But if somebody else wanted to go with war with them, they would connect like Voltron and fight whoever, Chinese, Arab, whoever. They'll come together, even if they just killed hundreds and thousands of each other. They'll come together and fight the Arabs or the Vietnamese or whoever. That's how they was, and they still are. We don't have the solidarity like that. And that's why we not respected like any other race. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna say this and I'm done. I might say something else too, but I learned that I was reading this book. I got this book by Dr. Claude Anderson. It's got a lot of history stuff that they didn't have in the history books, you know, when I went to school. Thousands of black people got killed right along with the Jews when Hitler was ruled Germany, when he was a dictator of Germany. Thousands of black people got killed. Black people stayed in Germany at that time. They was killing black soldiers, black citizens. I'm talking about exterminating right along with the Jews. And not one of us got reparations. All the Jews, descendants and stuff that survived ones got reparations. None of the black people got reparations. That goes to show you also how we are the least respected race, especially African Americans. This African Americans, all African Americans, Africans, but especially African Americans, we are the least respected race on earth. You know, and that only way they can change is we start working together, and basically kind of carry it like how the white people carried it when they came over here. You know, they made the Declaration of Independence after they fought the British. You know what I'm saying? The British was had a foot on the neck as far as trying to, you know, fleece them, you know, as far as the taxes and all that. You know what I'm saying? And white people over here weren't having it. They were like, nah, we got to cut out the middleman. They looked at the British like the middleman. We got to cut them out. We want our own shit. So they did that. And that go back to what I was saying, the solidarity. White people got it. They been had it since the start of time. We never had like a solidarity the way we gonna align and make, you know, grow our own stuff. Is there so much tribal, individual, you know, little here, little there, you know, famous people here, famous people there. We do a little something here and something there, but we don't come together and be and ain't no martyrs. You know what I'm saying? We don't have enough black martyrs, you know what I'm saying, that's willing to die. Enough of us. Man, it's like Martin Luther King, he's willing to die. He knew he was gonna get killed. But we don't have enough of them. White people, they willing to die for whatever, almost. Way more on a bigger scale, and there's more black people than white people in the world. There's more Africans than white people. But white people, they better at planning stuff, and they tougher. They have better intestinal fortitude, I believe, than black people. Not saying that black people's weak, but I just think on a scale, man, on the stuff, just on the history of, you know what I'm saying? I ain't being racist or nothing. This is my personal opinion, just based on facts and statistics. You know what I'm saying? I think that white people have just over scope of history. You know what I'm saying? They have more solidarity within their community, within their race, and they have stronger. They have stronger will, and they ain't afraid to die. You know what I'm saying? For what they believe in. You know what I'm saying? Us, not so much. You know what I mean? So, and they got to change in order for us to become more respected. And it starts with that. The main thing is got to be based on the same thing how the white people came over here. and they started their stuff, you know what I'm saying? They had a plan, and they based it off of economics, capital, making money through other people, through the land, you know what I'm saying? Off the land. That's capital. So that's how we got to base it off economics. Money, then money, you get the power, respect. That's how I go. Money, you know, capital, economics. Then you get the power. Then you get the respect. So, and that's how the white people did it. That's how we gonna have to do it. It's gonna take some time. It took them a long time to build what we got now as far as in America. It took, and they used us. They tried to slave the natives. That didn't work. So they almost killed them off. They almost killed them off before they submitted. You know, they got us because the Arabs enslaved us first, and then after they seen the Arab slavery, then the Spanish people enslaved us. Then the Dutch. You know what I'm saying? The Arabs did it first, so they were like, okay, they ain't, you know, they ain't strong, you know, they tribe, they clicked up, so they ain't like a whole solid unit. They broken up in tribes, so that we can just teach them a language, and then that's how we get in. That's how we you know, can infiltrate them by teaching them another language, was Swahili. You know what I mean? So it's a lot I'm saying, man, but I think relationships, I think that black women, like I said, black women need to value relationships more, and because women need to be protected. I don't care how tough you are. Everybody get lonely. Ain't nobody want to die alone. Really, if you really ask somebody, nobody want to die alone. But by your choices that we make, it's possible. You know what I'm saying? So I just feel like women should be protected. Men should, you know, act like men and not prioritize women. I say men should not prioritize women. Men should prioritize their, you know, goals and aspirations, and the women to come. Women should prioritize relationships because they the one really need to be protected. You know what I'm saying? Not the men as much, because men, we protect ourselves. So women to come, you know, when the man, he doing his thing and everything, it's easy to get a woman if you know, you dress better, you work out, you learn, and men learn you can learn some charisma, like what not to say, and not talking too much, you know, dates with women, not telling women all your business, no pillow talking, don't call women all the time. Sometimes if a woman call them the next day or 4 or 5 hours later. You know, woman like a man that's mysterious and not, you know, doing other stuff.